Okay, next up we've got some books on Russian subjects. First of all, we've got the Zell book, AK-47 story. This book, I believe it was published back in the mid-80s. Very, very good book. An early work on the AK-47, but Zell was an expert in small arms. Very good book. And it also, and this is the main reason why I purchased it, at the time it was one of the very few books that provided any information on some of the other Russian weapons, the SKS, the early assault rifles, the Tokarevs, even if I recall, I think there's even a little bit, yep, on the Mosin Nagant. Good book. Okay, here is another Zell book on the Kalashnikov. Basically, all of the various AK variants, different countries, all the various rifles based on the AK system in and throughout the Eastern Bloc. Very, very good book if you're into AKs. And also, just like the other Zell book, it does cover, very lightly, it covers some of the earlier Russian rifles, information about the Russian small arms industry. Okay, here's an old one. Very good general reference guide on various World War II Russian small arms. Everything from machine guns, anti-tank rifles, mortars, submachine guns, the bolt-action rifles, pistols. A good identification guide, a good little book. Okay, this one, not much in the way of pictures. Don't buy this book because you want to look at nice glossy photos. This is all information, well researched, very scholarly work about the small arms industry, arms technology, small arms industry, and basically how it was transferred over to Russia. Very good scholarly work. And here is a book in French on small arms, Soviet Union. And this, I actually ordered this from a European book dealer years ago, and it's a reflection of how difficult it was to obtain books in English on Russian subjects that I actually ordered this from overseas. Spent a lot of time with French dictionaries trying to fight my way through it. Very frustrating because I could tell there was a lot of good information. But if you are better at French than I am, you can probably get a lot more use out of this than I could. I could tell enough just from the photographs, the illustrations, and my half-hearted attempt at translation that there's a lot of good info. Okay, speaking of different languages, we have got a pair of books on Russian, Soviet edge weapons. Luckily, there are English translations or subheadings, summaries basically. And if you are fluent in Russian, you can get a lot more than I could, but a beautiful, beautiful book, tons of illustrations. You can tell that there's a lot of information, and most of it, of course, is in Russian. You can hear the pages stuck together. I never opened this book hardly at all. Here's an example of the English translation. You can see a whole page of information in Russian and a little little sentence or two. For example, 1827, this pattern was adopted to replace the Pioneer pattern 1797 hanger for the field engineers, and so forth. A summary of what they take a whole page in Russian to tell us. Very, very good book, and I ordered these from a European dealer as well. Okay, that is Sidearms, Polearms, and Bayonets, Volume 1 and 2. And to be honest, I've got such little experience with these books, I can't summarize what the difference is. Um, just from the quick look as I'm filming this, it looks like this volume covers later material. These are all knife type bayonets for the Tokarev, the AK, and some of the experimental stuff. The 9130 bayonets. A lot of experimental stuff I'm seeing. The 1895 Winchester. These books were expensive. I'm debating in my mind whether or not to sell these, but we'll put that on hold. We'll put it in the ad and we'll figure it out later. But basically, we've got 1, 2, 3, a total of 7 books here on Russian subjects that might be of interest.